Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ruth Ann Vines, and today I wanted to do a talking video, which I have not done one of these in a while, so it's probably going to be different from my last one because I'm having a hard time looking at the camera and I don't know why. So let's get started. Today I wanted to talk about, I made notes trying to be more organized about these things. How I stay grounded working a full-time job or retail job. This is for people who are having a difficult time staying grounded. Just some tips and tricks and stuff that has been helping me as of lately while working full-time. So yeah, let's get started. So I feel like one of the biggest things that happens when you are working a full-time retail job is a lot of your energy goes into your job and not into yourself anymore. So the biggest thing is dividing your attention up, dividing your energy up, making sure that you're taking care of you. A lot of us forget that. We get fully absorbed in doing our job, making sure everything's perfect all the time, getting all of our tasks done, stressing about other people that we're working with, stressing about customers, just all of this stuff. Our mind becomes filled with what we're doing at work. It doesn't get filled with our own little activities anymore, like what you enjoy, and just, what do you enjoy? I know that what I enjoy reading and singing and painting and dancing and being outdoors. But when I'm working, my head gets filled up with money orders and groceries and refunds and customers and he said, she said. It doesn't fill up with Ruth Ann's things anymore. So one of the most important things is to remember who you are and divide your attention up. Make sure that you're taking care of you. I noticed that I also, when working in retail and full-time, I forget to take care of myself. I forget hunger, I forget sleep. I'm not doing these things properly anymore. I think it's extremely important to, if you're forgetting these things, make a list for yourself. Put a little reminder on your phone. You need to be eating accordingly. You need to be taking care of yourself. You need to make sure you're getting adequate rest because eventually you're going to burn out because you're going to be putting all your energy into work every single day. And yeah, you'll be doing really great and you'll be doing wonderful at work, like getting stuff done, but then it's going to slowly decline the more that you're not taking care of yourself and the more you're not spending energy on yourself doing things that you enjoy. From experience, it's just really important that you remember who you are and take care of yourself. It's very easy to forget these things when you're working in an environment and you forget that you're working for necessities. You start to think you're working, that you're living to work, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's 2 tips. So divide your energy up and don't forget who you are. Let's see what else I wrote. Meditate on your emotions. This one is extremely important to me. When you're working, you're around a lot of people. I mean, I see around 100 different people every day. With different people comes lots of emotions. You're going to see people who are in really good moods. You're going to see people who are very upset. You're going to see people who are, just all these different types of problems and issues. And yeah, there are some good things, but a lot of the times it's very easy to get absorbed in how other people are feeling. And if you're having a lot of negative customers or coworkers, it's going to be really easy to become negative and upset yourself. I know that when I have a negative interaction with a customer, it can really bring me down if I don't go take a deep breath and remember how I felt 10 minutes prior to that interaction. You know what I mean? So it's just really important to meditate on your emotions. And a good way to do this is when you are having an off day, like when you're off work, or you have like a lunch break, like a long lunch break, sit and just breathe. Just sit and breathe. And if you have a notebook or a pencil or you want to use notes on your phone or something, sit and whatever comes to mind, write it down. Write down how you're feeling. You have to process these things because you're interacting with so many different people all throughout the day. It's really important to process your emotions, because if you don't, you're going to bottle them up, and then at the end of the week you're going to have an explosion of all of these emotions and feelings from the entire week. I mean, I can give you an example. The other day I had a customer, and she was losing her mind. She was freaking out. Her groceries were bagged too heavy, and it was just this little older lady, and I was having a really good day, so I was able to properly handle the situation. But she was very upset, and she was yelling about needing a refund and how she's not going to be able to get these groceries to her car, and she wants her money back. She's just going to put the groceries back. And I walked up to her and I was like, "Ma'am, we are going to take all of these groceries out of the bag. I'm going to take as much time as you need. We're going to put these in individual bags until it's light enough for you, okay?" I was like, we're going to make this better for you, okay? And she was so upset that had I reacted in a negative way and been upset at her for yelling and being angry, I wouldn't have known why she was feeling that way, why she was so upset. And then she started telling me that it was just her at home and her husband had passed away, and that's how she was getting stuff in the house. You know, she was just this little old lady. I mean, I couldn't imagine her taking in all those groceries. They were way too heavy for her. But it pulled on my heart, and it made me feel very emotional. That was a very big thing, and it was a big thing for her. So helping her and getting her to her car and loading up the groceries and making sure that everything was able for her, like lifted for her, you know, it was a tough situation. It made me want to cry. I mean, she was crying, and it was just very emotional. And then I had to go right back in, go behind the service desk, and move on to the next customer. So it's just important that you process these things when you get home or when you have time, because that's a big thing to just go on to the next customer and pretend it didn't happen, you know? So I feel like that's a really good example of what can happen and why you would need to process. So if you process that, then you'll feel better and you'll move on accordingly to the next customer. But if you don't, you know, it's going to build up in your system, and then at the end of the week, all of these customers that were having a really upset time, they're gonna, you know, it's gonna bring you down or make you upset. And you're not gonna know why you're upset. You're just gonna know that you're very overwhelmed. So yeah, I hope that I was able to explain that the correct way to you guys. But it's just really important to process your emotions, because if you don't, you're not gonna know why you're behaving the way you are. You know, you're not gonna be as happy of a person if you're holding all of these things in. So take a deep breath and think about those things on your time. Another thing is, it's extremely important to go outside and get some sunlight and get some fresh air. If you have been in a building for a while, you know, 8 or 9 hours a day, 40 hours a week, sometimes even more, you aren't getting enough sunlight, you're not getting fresh air, you're smelling all of these things at the grocery store or the clothing store, wherever you are. And, you know, I think it's really important that we breathe outside, that we smell fresh air, and that our bodies can feel the, you know, sunlight, feel the air, put your feet on the ground, move your feet around in the soil. It makes you feel so much better. Or just sitting in the grass and feeling the grass. I think that that's extremely important. It's a very important thing for me to be grounded in the environment, like outside, in the grass, in the sky. This is really important to me. I think it's really good for you, and I think that everyone can benefit from being outside or outdoors, especially when working in a retail environment for a while. And if you are in retail for too long, you start to forget that you even want to go outside, so it's hard to push yourself to go. But once you do, you start to feel better and feel, I don't know, it's extremely relaxing for me when I go out there, and things become very overwhelming to me, and they feel like they're too much, and it feels like things can't be fixed or get better. But then I go outside and I take a deep breath and I remember that none of that stuff really matters. So just try it, see how you feel. You'll probably understand what I'm saying. My camera went off because the memory card got full, so I had to delete a couple of things. But those are the 3 tips. That's the end of the video. I got through all of my points. I'm just going to do a quick summarize. The 3 most important things to keep yourself grounded while working in a retail environment are to make sure you're dividing up your attention accordingly, or your energy accordingly, to remember who you are and take care of your hobbies and feeding yourself correctly, getting adequate rest, and making sure that you're getting sunlight and fresh air, and meditating on your emotions. Those are the most important things that have been keeping me grounded. I know these are very simple things, but they are things that we do forget. And some of us need a reminder. And that's what I'm doing, is I'm reminding you. So yeah, I really do hope this video is helpful to you guys. And yeah, thank you for watching.